Good morning, friends. So, we still continue with our chapter number 6, triangles, similarity. So, I hope you have understood the chapter so far. I keep on revising the chapter with you time and again because I want you to understand the very concept of similarity in complete detail. So, again, I repeat, what is similar triangles? Two triangles in which the corresponding angles are equal and the corresponding sides are in the same ratio are called similar triangles. So right now we are only working on similarity of triangles, but let me tell you, I talked to you in the very first lecture about the mobile. Any picture, any video, when you zoom you will observe that the shape remains the same. The size changes in the same proportion. You never find, okay, there are other features in the mobile which makes very funny characters, improportionate, there are smileys and all those expressions, but if you expand, one more use in construction, whenever a building is to be made or whenever a big structure is to be constructed, a small 3D model is made. A 3D model is the model of the exact building. So the 3D model is for the help to help the builder to build on the very same measurements. So similar triangles is the starting of the basic geometry for construction purposes, right? And we did the theorems, similar triangles again, the corresponding angles are equal and the corresponding sides are in the same proportion. The first thing we saw was the basic proportionality theorem. Remember, it is called the basic proportionality theorem. What is the theorem? If you recall, in a triangle, a line drawn parallel to one side intersects two sides in two distinct points. Then the line divides the two sides of the triangle in equal ratios. So equal ratios we have done. We call it the basic proportionality theorem. Okay? This theorem, when we originally did, it was called BPT, the basic proportionality theorem. This was the theorem we did. Yes? Line drawn parallel to one side intersects the other two sides at two distinct points. Then these points divide these two sides in equal ratios. In the converse also, if two points divide two sides in equal ratios, that is parallel to the third side. Then we understood AAA. What does AAA tell you? In two triangles, if the corresponding angles are equal, then the triangles are similar and the ratios will be the same. Now this is nothing but this theorem in different form. How? Let us see. We have got ABC the triangle, D is the line. Now we are given D is parallel to BC. So angle D equal to angle B, corresponding angles. Angle E equal to angle C, corresponding angles. So if you look at triangle ABE and triangle ABC, then angle A is equal to angle A because it is common in both the triangles. Then we showed angle D equal to angle B, angle equal to angle C. So by AAA axiom, the smaller triangle and the bigger triangle are similar. So we'll have AD upon AB equal to DE upon BC equal to AE upon AC. So what can you understand is the basic proportionality theorem is a version of the AAA. So again we are repeating the same things, but this is similarity for you. Then we have the SSS. What is SSS? If in two triangles, the ratio of the corresponding sides are equal and the triangles are similar, the angles will be equal, then we had the SAS. So we did the basic proportionality theorem, AAA similarity criterion, SSS similarity criterion, and the SAS similarity criterion. Yesterday we did something else, if you remember. In yesterday's lecture, what we did was, we saw that when two triangles are similar, the ratio of the perimeter is equal to ratio of the corresponding sides. But the ratio of the areas is equal to what? So if I take the area of triangle ADE and the ratio of triangle ABC, they both are similar triangles, then the ratio of the areas is AD square upon AB square, or DE square upon BC square, or A square upon AC square. This was for the area. Today we are going to move on to the most famous Pythagoras theorem. Yes, Pythagoras theorem is applicable to right angle triangles. So we'll first see what is the Pythagoras theorem. I hope you all know, you have been doing it for previous years. In a right angle triangle, let us say ABC is a right angle triangle. The side opposite to the right angle is called the hypotenuse. The hypotenuse. So we have the hypotenuse square. AC square is the side of the square of the other two sides. AB square plus BC square. This is the famous Pythagoras theorem. The hypotenuse is the longest side. In a right angle triangle, the hypotenuse opposite to the right angle is the longest side. So the hypotenuse square is the sum of the squares of the other two sides. Okay? Today we are going to prove the Pythagoras theorem through similarity of triangles. So this Pythagoras theorem we are now going to prove through the similarity of triangles. So before I go and touch the Pythagoras theorem, there is one thing we need to see. Okay? There is one more theorem we need to see. The theorem says, if you have got a right angle triangle A, B, C. So we are given triangle ABC, right angle at B. Okay? So we have triangle ABC, right angle at B. And I draw altitude from B. So from the right angle, I draw an altitude. What is the altitude? Altitude is something which makes 90 degree. So from B I draw, and let me call this D. BD is perpendicular to AC. So I draw the altitude. This is also a right angle. BD is perpendicular to AC. What I have to prove? First, I have to prove triangle ABC, that is my main triangle. ABC, the complete triangle, is similar to triangle ADB. I have to first prove this. Second, I have to prove again the whole triangle ABC is similar, ABC is similar to BDC. And if ABC is similar to ADB and AB is similar to BDC, then I have got automatically ADB will be similar to BDC. Okay? So if I prove this and this, automatically this will be the result. So should I start with the proof? So I will go to the proof now. It's a very simple proof. So the proof I begin with. Which triangles have I got to prove? ABC and ADB. So in triangle ABC and triangle ADB. To prove that, now what I will do here is I will separate the two triangles. I should not be doing that, but just for the sake of this I am going to do that. What I have done, A, B, D. I should not actually be doing that, but for the sake of this sum I am doing. You can see what I have done. I have broken this triangle separately. Yes, so I have got triangle ADB and CDB. So now I can rub this from here. This is only for understanding purposes. You are not supposed to do that, but you will understand this much better. Now in ABC and ADB, You can see angle A equal to angle A because it is common angle to both the triangles, and angle ABC is equal to angle ADB. See, ABC is 90 and ADB is also 90. So they both are right angles. And because we have got these two angles equal, so you know by the famous, by the AA axiom, similarity axiom, what we have got? A through A. So triangle A, B, C is similar to A corresponds to A, right angle B corresponds to D, so D, and the third one in this is C, and the third one in this B. So ADB is the first step I have proved that these two triangles are similar. In the similar manner, again triangle ABC, this time we have angle C equal to angle C, the common angle, right? And we have angle ABC of the bigger triangle, right angle, equal to BDC, right angle of the smaller triangle. So again, by AA, what have we got? Triangle ABC. This time we relate the B with the D. So with the B we have the D. The C is common to both. So with the C comes the C. And in the bigger triangle we have the A. In the smaller triangle we have the third one is the B. So this and this both are proved. So ABC is similar to ADB. ABC is similar to BDC. From 1 and 2, ADB is similar to BDC. Okay, so this is what we have proved. So when in a right angle triangle, you draw an altitude from the right angle, altitude, then the triangle, the small triangle form is similar to the big triangle. Both these triangles, both the small triangles form are similar to the big triangle and also similar to each other. So this is what we have proved. And now from this, we'll move on to the Pythagoras theorem. Okay, so I will keep it now. I need this is not to be proved. Now the proof will change. But I will just rub this off because what we have to prove, we have proved. And now from this, we'll prove the famous Pythagoras theorem. So what are we given again? Triangle ABC, right angle at B. We have to prove that AC square equal to AB square plus BC square. This is what we have to prove. So how will we move with the proof of this? Okay, so now let us proceed from the first thing. So proof, we will begin from here. Draw the altitude and first prove this. Okay. Now what have we got from this first triangle? This was similar. So we have AB upon AD equal to AC upon AB. AC upon AB. Okay. From this triangle, we have got AB upon AD equal to AC upon AB. Cross multiply them both. What do you get? AB square. AB into AB is AB square is AC into AD. Okay, so we have got AB upon AD equal to AC upon AB. Cross multiply, we get this. Now from the second one. Okay, we have got AB upon BD. No, we should not be taking that. What will take? We take AB, no. We will take BC upon CD. So BC upon BC or BC upon CD. BC upon CD equal to AC upon BC. AC upon BC. Cross multiply both. What do you get? BC square equal to AC into CD. So from this we have this result, from this we have this result, and I don't think we need the third result right now. This was only for proving, but we don't really need the result right now. Okay, now we have to prove this. So we have got AB square plus BC square. We have AB square plus BC square. Let us add them. Let us add AB square plus BC square. Now what is AB square? AC into AD. AC into AD plus BC square is AC into CD. AC is common to both. So I take the AC outside. What remains in the bracket? AD plus CD. So AD plus CD is AC. So I write here AC into AC is AC square. So I have got AB square plus BC square is, quite sorry for the disturbance, okay? I'm really very sorry, but we have proved AC square equal to AB square plus BC square. So in a Pythagoras theorem, what have we got? The square of the hypotenuse is sum of the smaller two sides. Okay? Is it clear? So we are done with the theorem. Now, the theorem is over, but I want to show you something which will just be for help to you. I will show you something for Pythagorean triplets. So I'll tell you now what are Pythagorean triplets. You understood the theorem? The longest side AC square equal to AB square plus BC square. AB square plus BC square. Now I want to show something to you. I will take the odd numbers. I don't take 1, I take 3, 5, 7, 9. Okay, 3, 5, 7, 9 are the odd numbers. What is the square of 3? 3 square is 9. 3 square is 9. Okay. Now which are the two consecutive numbers whose sum give us 9? Notice the consecutive numbers one after the other. So we have 4 plus 5 is 9. So 3, 4, 5 makes a Pythagorean triplet. Check it out. Which is the longest side? 5. Smaller sides are 3, 4. So 3 square plus 4 square. What do you get? 3 square is 9. 4 square is 16. 9 plus 16 is 25. And that is 5 square. So 3 square plus 4 square is 5 square. So 3, 4, 5 is a Pythagorean triplet. Now if you multiply 3 by 2, so 3 2s are 6, 4 2s are 8, 5 2s are 10. So 6, 8, 10 is also a Pythagorean triplet. Check it out. 6 square 36, 8 square 64. 36 plus 64 is 100. And what do you get? 100. So 36 is 10 square. So 6, 8, 10 is a Pythagorean triplet. Same technique. What is the square of 5? The square of 5 is 25. We don't take the square, I'm just showing. The square of 5 is 25. What is the two consecutive numbers whose sum is 25? There is one trick to find that also. Okay, how to find these two numbers? You have to do 9 minus 1 upon 2 and 9 plus 1 upon 2. What is 9 minus 1? 8. 8 divided by 2 is 4. What is 9 plus 1? 10. 10 divided by 2 is 5. So for 25, 25 minus 1 is 24. Divided by 2 is 12. 25 plus 1 is 26. 26 divided by 2 is 13. So 5, 12 and 13 makes up a Pythagorean triplet. Check it out. 5 square 25, 12 square 144, 25 plus 144 is 169, 13 square. So if you multiply by 2, 5 2s are 10, 12 2s are 24, 13 2s are 26, again a Pythagorean triplet. 10 square 100, 24 square is how much? 576, 100 plus 576 is 676 is 26 square. So this is the Pythagorean triplet. We'll continue the same method. 7 square is 49. 49 minus 1, 48. 48 divided by 2 is 24. 49 plus 1, 50. 50 divided by 2, 25. So 7 square is 49. 24 square is 576. 576 plus 49 gives us 625, which is 25 square. Same way, 9 square is 81. 81 minus 1 is 80. Divided by 2 is 40. 81 plus 1 is 82. Divided by 2 is 41. So 9, 40 and 41 is also a Pythagorean triplet. So these are called Pythagorean triplets because this is the longest side. So square of the smaller two sides gives us the square of the longest side. So this is where, and if you multiply this by 2, this by 2 or this by 3 also, 3 3s are 9, 4 3s are 12. You can see 3 3s are 9, 4 3s are 12, 5 3s are 15. So 9, 12 and 15 is also a Pythagorean triplet. There are some triplets which do not follow this rule. The ones which do not follow this rule are 8, 15 and 17. 15 square is 225, 8 square is 64, 225 plus 64 is 289, is also 280 is 17 square. So they follow this pattern, but so this is an easier way to remember Pythagorean triplets. Okay, so I hope you understood the Pythagorean triplets and the Pythagoras theorem. One last thing to go through is the converse of the Pythagoras theorem. The last thing we'll go through is the converse of the Pythagoras theorem. So what is the converse? We are given AC square equal to AB square plus BC square. So we are given a triangle ABC in which AB square plus BC square equal to AC square given. We have to prove angle B is a right angle. So in the previous theorem we were given triangle ABC was a right angle, then we proved this. Now the converse states AC square equal to this, we have to prove B is a right angle. Okay? So for the proof we will do a construction. What will we construct? We will construct a triangle PQR. Okay, PQR. How to construct this? Keep Q as 90 degrees. Okay, so what you have to do? First draw QR. Draw QR equal to BC. So construct in the proof, construct QR equal to BC. Done? Now from Q draw right angle. Draw a right angle. And from this right angle, this line, cut the line P such that AB equal to PQ. So AB equal to PQ, and we have construct this, and angle Q is equal to 90 degree. So this is the construction we did. Now we are given AC square equal to AB square plus BC square. But what we have got? AB equal to PQ. So we have AC square equal to AB square, but AB is PQ square and QR is BC square, so QR square. But this was a right angle triangle, so PQ square plus QR square is PR square. So if AC square equal to PR square, then AC will be equal to PR. So we got AC equal to PR. Now what we have done in the two triangles, QR was equal to BC 1, AB is equal to PC by construction, we write by construction, and we proved AC equal to PR. So the corresponding sides of both the triangle are equal. So by SSS congruency criterion, these two triangles are congruent. Means triangle PQR is congruent, not similar. Similarity but also congruent to ABC. Therefore, angle Q should be equal to angle B, but angle Q was 90, therefore angle B is 90 degree. So we have proved the converse also. If AC square equal to AB square plus BC square, then angle B is a right angle. Means AC will be the hypotenuse, the longest side. So the angle opposite to the hypotenuse will be a right angle. So here we are done with all the theorems of this chapter on similarity. We have covered a lot of theorems. I want you to understand each and every theorem in detail. Once you understand this, and I also did a few examples for you. Today we will do a few examples based on this also. Let us take one example. But if you have understood this thoroughly, so the first step of this lesson, chapter wise we went, all the theorems we have done, and if you have understood this thoroughly, now comes the application part. We are going to apply this. Okay? There are different sums in the textbook. I want you to go first for the textbook sums, then I will give you the exemplar sums also, and you will use. Now what you have to do is, we have got the tools with us. All these theorems are our tools. So all the tools we have understood got with us. Now we will get the problems. So which tool you will use to solve which problem depends upon your thinking, and practice will make you perfect. So first of all, I want you to understand all the theorems in detail. I hope I was clear with you. You must have understood all the theorems. Go through the videos again and again. Till you don't understand, you can ask me your doubts also. But if the need arises, go through the video again till you get the structure in your mind totally. And once you will be good at it, you will be able to do the sums very, very easily. This is not really tough. And since we are done with similarity, the next topic is very, very important. Once you begin it, you will see it continues, and that is trigonometry. And trigonometry is such a vast topic and such a beautiful topic. It is like the language of the universe. Okay? So we'll do it the next time. But just now, we are done with the theorems. Now let us see a few examples so you will get a rough idea. One more thing I like to add is for the MCQ purpose. You know there are MCQs in the exam. You can solve them, no doubt. You will be able to solve the MCQs once you understood the theory. But I will show a little shortcut. If you want to save time, a little bit of shortcut. We did in the previous theorem already, but I want to show you the shortcut. What we had done, we had triangle ABC. This was a right angle. We drew the altitude and this was B. Now just for the sake of your MCQs, remember this, AB into AC. Yes? We will get it from which one? We will get it from the similarity that we proved. We proved here. I want to show you a shortcut formula. Okay, so I will write again. What we had proved? We had proved triangle ABC. The bigger triangle ABC was similar to the smaller one. A was equal to A, B right angle to D, and C to B. Now we use one condition in the Pythagoras theorem, but here I want to show one more condition. The one which we left out. We had used only one ratio. The second ratio we had not used, but I want to use that ratio now. We have AB upon AD equal to BC upon BD. BC upon BD. Why I am telling you this? Okay, we have got AB upon AD, ABC and ADB. We have got AB upon AD equal to BC upon BD. So if you cross multiply, what do you get? You get AB into BD. Yes? Okay. So we have had this. Okay, we'll leave this right now. I want to show you what I intended to. What we proved in the previous theorem, ABC was similar to ADB and ABC was similar to BDC. From this two, we had these two triangles are similar, so we have triangle ADB is similar to triangle BDC. So in the previous theorem, we had only made use of this two. We had not made use of the third one. Now, why is the third one I brought here? You can see here, these two triangles are similar. So I have got AD upon BD equal to BD upon CD equal to AB upon BC. We have got ADB similar to BDC. So this is the third one we have to do. AD upon BD equal to BD upon CD and equal to AB upon BC. So this was the third one which was left out to do. Yes, we have to also make use of this for the sum. So I have made use of this third one also. So this is the similarity which we needed to do. And now we'll start with an example. So let us see the example now. Okay, so we are given this question here. It's an example in the book. Angle A is a right angle. It is given. Okay, angle A is a right angle. BL and CM are the medians. I have not written here, I am just telling you. BL and CM are the medians. What is the median? Median is the line segment which divides the opposite side into two equal parts. So we have got here, because BL is the median, then AL equal to LC. AL equal to LC, they both are equal, or we can say AL is half of AC. Remember this. So BL is the median, so AL and LC are equal. So AL is the half of the whole thing AC. Okay, this is the result we need. AL is the half of AC. Now if AL is the half of AC and I square both the sides, what do I get? I get AL square is AC square upon, what is 2 square? 4. So this is the way we use the Pythagoras theorem or prove sums like this using the Pythagoras theorem. But we have to do what? BL is the median, so AL equal to LC, so AL equal to half of AC. Both are equal, so AL square is this. Similarly, CM is the median of AB, so BM and AM are equal, so I can write AM equal to half of AB, or AM square is AB square upon 4. This is what I get. Okay? Now how will we see this sum? We have to prove this. So here I did something for you and I leave it to that. I have to still prove the sum, but you have to try to understand. We were given triangle BAC is a right angle. I drew the median CM and BN. Now first I clear the medians. Medians means which cuts the opposite side into two equal parts. So AL equal to CL. So AL is half of AC. If AL is half of AC, squaring both the sides, AL square is AC square. Half is what? 1 square is 1, but 2 square is 4. So I wrote AL square is AC square by 4. In the same way, AM square is AB square by 4. Okay? And now we start our sum. So look at this BL square. Now BL square, look at BL. BL is a hypotenuse. In which triangle? So I take triangle BAL. Look clearly. In triangle BAL, now A is a right angle, so BAL, we have BL square equal to the hypotenuse is AB square plus AL square. AB square plus AL square. Which triangle I have taken? Triangle BAL. In triangle BAL, A is a right angle, so BL square equal to AB square plus AL square by the Pythagoras theorem. Yes, we always invoke the Pythagoras theorem now when the squares. In the same way, in triangle CAN or MAC, triangle MAC, this is also a right angle triangle. So here the hypotenuse is CM. So CM square, this CM square equal to AM square plus AC square. AM square plus AC square. Which theorem again? Pythagoras theorem. Okay. Now we have got bn square plus cm square. So I add this two. Add this two. So what do I get? bn square plus cm square equal to ab square plus al square. But what is al square? ac square by 4. So I write here ac square by 4 plus an. What is am square? ab square by 4 plus ac square. Now how do I take the LCM? What is the LCM? 4. So this is 1 over here. So I multiply by 4, divide by 4. Here I multiply by 4, divide by 4. So what is 4ab square plus ab square? I get 5ab square upon 4. And ac square plus 4ac square is 5ac square upon 4. So I write 5 upon 4. I take them common and I get ab square plus bc square. Is it clear till here? So I got bl square plus cm square equal to 5 upon 4 ab square plus bc square. I hope you are able to see clearly, the board clearly, right? Till here. Now this 4 is into denominator, so I take it into the numerator. So I get 4 into bl square plus cm square equal to 5. Now what is ab square plus ac square? Sorry, I made a mistake. It's ac square. So a is right hand side. What is ab square plus ac square? ab square plus ac square is bc square because it is a Pythagoras theorem, right angle triangle. So I have proved this result. 4 times bl square plus cm square equal to 5bc square. Now what did I do here? How to make use of this theorem? We were given BAC is right angle. But when I do the medians, I got BAL also right angle. So I can use a Pythagoras theorem. MAC is also right angle. I can use a Pythagoras theorem. And BAC also. So using the Pythagoras theorem, we have proved this sum. Okay. Now you can do the sums in the exercise. Give me your doubts and start preparing. In very short time, we'll have the test of this chapter. Initially, it may look slightly difficult to you, but you will see once you start to practice, this will become very simple. Okay? So now for the next lecture, we are going to practice sums. We are going to make this chapter very thorough and get very good at it. I stop here for today. Thank you.